Hello, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising, and welcome to September. I'm going to try to keep this short and sweet, but I feel it's almost impossible with so much going on in September. Let's start off with September 2nd. The new moon will be at 11 degrees in Virgo and will be happening in your 11th house, opposed by Saturn and Pisces in the 5th house. Both of these houses are luck houses, and the 11th house can represent like big dreams, your goals, wishes, the collective, humanitarian groups, social causes, lottery wins, big gains that can come in from 10th house work and career. The 5th Pisces house is romance before it becomes serious in the 7th house, children, joy, creativity, lottery wins, speculative gains, sports, art, theater. At this time you could be trying to have new beginnings around those 11th house topics, but feel a sense of restriction or blockage coming from that 5th house. And maybe it can feel like hard work, those 11th house goals. Maybe you're working on like an internet-based project or with a large group of people, or like a research project, or something that you desire to get like a big gain from, or want to put out like on a world stage, and are feeling frustrated due to demands from like a lover or your children, if you have any, as they may need and possibly demand your attention at the same time. Mercury and the Sun are here as well in the 11th house in Virgo. Maybe having you working on like a storytelling project, something with communication, because this is so lit up with Mercury and the Sun. Maybe like an internet book or publication that you're trying to, maybe you're inventing something, as this house is naturally ruled by Uranus and Aquarius, and the hard work or block is coming from the 5th, and it's relating to a creative endeavor. The key would be to listen to a partner if this is where you're getting the blockage from, especially if they need your attention or time. Responsibility is always like the jam for Saturn. They don't like it. Father time does not like when you disregard your responsibilities. So I'll leave it at that. So the key is to like working towards that 11th house goal, that 11th house dream, or that group that you're trying to join and maybe work on a social cause. The 11th can represent, large groups of people who come together for something like that. The key with Saturn is always not to give up, even though it can get depressing at times, especially if you encounter like blockage after blockage. Know that those blockages will break. Be responsible to whoever is in your life in that 5th house, if it is a person, or it could just be being responsible to your own creativity and your own creative endeavors. Acting, music, YouTube, Instagram. Pisces rules film and visual art, so maybe you're working on like an ocean documentary through Instagram or something like that, or like a public awareness campaign, and you're running into blockages with your new idea, or struggling to find like the right people for the project. Just keep putting one foot in front of the other like a soldier. Don't give up, and Saturn will give you those results as early as the full moon in Virgo in 6 months' time. Also, Uranus is over in the 7th house, trining the Sun in Virgo in the 11th, and help can maybe come through a partner as well at this time, and that could be in love or business. September 6th, Mars moves into Cancer, your 9th house, and will bounce between your 10th Leo house of career and your 9th Cancer house of the higher mind, legality, justice, law, spirituality, gurus, higher education, doctors, lawyers, and many other topics for several months until next spring, when Mars will be out of shadow and direct. This is a long time to highlight these two houses, and the focus will be very intense starting now all the way until next May. As when planets retrograde, we feel them on an internal level almost, as they seem to be like closer to the Earth. Mars enters its shadow period on October 7th, so anything that you're working on in 9th house matters, such as like legal contracts, legal issues, marriage contracts. On a more not so positive, it could be a divorce, but only to release something old to bring something new in that is fated for you. Higher thoughts, religion, foreign travel, foreign language, publishing falls here. These are topics covered by the 9th house. Could all slow down right now, soon in October, November. For example, you're in a course of long study to earn more money and get a new career up in the 10th house. But maybe it's taking longer, or it requires more efforts, or you have to muster energy to see these things through. As Mars retrogrades in Leo, the energy to get things done will start to slow down. And Mars is your ruler. Mars going into the 9th could have you being like a little bit more philosophical about your outlook on life. But Mars is drive, so you could be more driven to explore profound truths. Spirituality, you may discover your life purpose via travel, and want to change your life path and what you do for your career and what you're known for, and that's the 10th Leo house. But it will take time over the next few months to finish that course of study or to change that title. You could be traveling long distance over the next few months, and maybe you want to become a world traveler professionally, but there's things that you need to do, in order to prepare for something like that. Maybe you're cutting away over the next few months from like outdated beliefs in your family lineage as well. Even retrograde, which happens fully in December in Leo, I see this energy and Mars placement being beneficial for you as Cancer trines over to your sun, moon, or ascendant. And one other thing, you could also move to a foreign country or start setting up like a second residence there, and that could explain all this movement in the 9th house and a change in career as well. On September 14th and 15th, Jupiter and Gemini in your 8th house, your Scorpio house, the one that you naturally rule, will trine over to Venus and Libra in your 12th house of distant shores, seclusion, faraway places. This is another foreign house. This is a largely beneficial trine of the two benefics. And what does this mean? And the 8th house is a money house. The 12th house can also represent foreign money. So maybe on these days you can come into like a significant monetary gain, possibly through shared resources, as the 8th house is like a deep intimacy house that we share with another. Venus is in her home sign and can represent money as well. 8th house is money that we don't earn, like loans, inheritance, investments, money we share with a spouse. Maybe it's your spouse, could be even a foreign spouse, possibly is the one who's coming into these gains, and it positively affects you. It can be a cathartic time as well, that you're releasing or healing 8th house issues with a partner. You could be feeling more happier and transformed, or healing something with a partner. I'm so sorry, my dog just came to bother me. 1 second. You could be healing an 8th house issue with a partner, feeling happier, more transformed, experiencing deep intimacy and seclusion away from prying eyes, as Venus loves being in the 12th house. She's exalted in Pisces, and Pisces rules the 12th house, which is being highlighted now. It's also foreign shores house and one of rest and seclusion, among many other things, so you could just be away and resting and loving it. On the September 17th full moon partial lunar eclipse, this eclipse will trine you, which happens in your 5th house of love, romance, creativity, luck, children, sports, speculative gains. You could have been feeling very restricted and blocked in this area since Saturn moved in March of 2023. And this full moon could expose any problems that you may have had with like a partner in love, or with your children, or with creative projects. But this eclipse is sextile by Pluto in your 3rd house and Uranus and Taurus in your 7th house. Neptune will also conjunct this eclipse as well. This could be a big turning point, or a culmination in old patterns related to how you think and communicate with your children or partner, needing a new and better way to relate. You could be concluding a big creative project at this time. Whatever's going on is very big, as there is a kite formation in the sky, oh my God, at the same time, not to be repeated in our lifetimes. So whatever you're changing or letting go of is going to be permanent in your life, altering, even with Pluto the transformer in the mix, transforming the situation overall. But it may come with more ease and flow than you would otherwise think. I think that there will be, communication happening, and it definitely could be about like family conditioning, releasing old subconscious behaviors, an old way of thinking that no longer works. This is a 3rd house where Pluto will leave and head into the 4th. The 3rd house can represent our mind and our thoughts, and can deeply change family dynamics and communication within the family, with Pluto heading over there to the 4th. Plus, the 7th house of marriage and partnership is lit up as well at this time. Again, don't be afraid, as these are in a position, is in a positive yet transformational and highly spiritual flow. Your ancestors who have crossed over could be more present now, aiding from the unseen realms, or sending messages to you, maybe in synchronicities like numbers or songs, to let you know that they are walking with you at this time. And I'm so sorry for my dog, because he is just refuses to leave my side, and he's panting, so please forgive me. I don't know that I'll be able to edit it out with messing up my sound. But this is a huge time for you, as you know, all of the points in the kite trine formation are hovering on the edge or getting ready to transition into your liberation houses, which are the 4th house of ancestral roots, where Pluto will be going, the 8th house of deep conditioning and transformation, where we do our biggest healing, especially from deep traumas. Uranus will enter there, and then the Sun in Virgo is over in your 12th house of past lives. So the nature of this grand Earth trine is security and stability, but also transformation and spirituality. The tarot card I pulled for you is the 8 of Pentacles. Pentacles represent the earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, which is funny because they're actually involved in this eclipse in a grand Earth trine, part of a kite. They also represent hard work. Also, when you are working towards self-employment, this can show up on a lighter note, or working hard on a trade or like of craftsmanship. This could look like labor, commitment, determination, and effort with this grand Earth trine in effect, and this Pentacle card showing up at the time of this eclipse. I see this actually as an encouraging and very clear sign from the universe to keep doing whatever it is that you're doing, as it will lead to success, especially since right now you have Saturn in your Pisces creativity 5th house, and you could really be working hard on a business, a book, a project that's creative in nature. If you're trying to have children, that just kind of came to me too, if that's been a difficulty. Saturn can create blocks, and if you don't have children and have been trying for them, that could the way forward can start to become more easier and more apparent as time goes on. Just may be something of, such a level of success that it will be life altering for you with this kite and this eclipse. It is really like once in a lifetime for us, and I think it will lead to very big changes for you. I know initially I had said that the Pisces partial lunar eclipse would be a 1.5 year cycle. I'm so sorry I messed that up in my August videos. Pisces, Virgo, that axis being lit up in September starting now will go all the way through until February 2027. So 2 years and 5 months will be in the mix of this kind of energy. Having your 5th house of Pisces lit up in your 11th house, Virgo axis. The nodes will shift here January 11, 2025, and those last 1.5 years. So once again, you may have already started to feel the rumblings of this, but definitely it will start to show itself in the upcoming 2+ years. On September 23rd, the Sun moves into Libra, your 12th house, until October 22nd, just as Venus leaves and enters Scorpio, your 1st house of everything about you, your physical body, and how you present in the world. If it's your Sun, it could be your career, father figures, and Moon is motherhood, your emotional body, home, and family. On the 27th, Mercury also enters your 12th house. And with the Sun and Mercury here, I feel as if these 12th house matters are really highlighted for you, such as like self-undoing behavior or subconscious patterns and addictions, seclusion, rest, hospitals, foreign travel, foreign money, ashrams and pilgrimages, large animals, and charity fall here as well in the 12th house. Maybe you have been resting or recovering from a physical or mental ailment. And with Venus now in your sign glowing you up, you could be looking and feeling better. And when the Sun and Mercury move into your sign next month, you'll be more ready to present out in the world at large or amongst your community more. Also, there could be a lot of focus and communication going on behind the scenes in that 12th house realm. There could also be like hidden enemies. They fall in the 12th house, and you could see and vanquish a hidden enemy that came to light. But on a different note, you could be in talks behind the scenes about foreign shore money-making opportunities as well. On September 29th through the 17th, Mars in Cancer in your 9th house will trine over to Venus and Scorpio in your 1st house of self. With your ruler and Venus in positive flow to each other, you could definitely be like more physically attractive at this time, being appealing and attracting members of the opposite gender more easily. It's a great time to put yourself out there if you're single over the course of these dates. If you're in an existing love relationship, that can flourish now and you can resolve lingering tensions. You can also meet and fall in love with a foreigner or a person that is foreign to your country, but possibly somehow close to home. Maybe you meet somebody from a foreign country in your neighborhood, because Cancer rules the 4th house naturally, and you can meet this person maybe while traveling. You could also meet through higher education, spirituality groups, religious places, or maybe you're winning a legal settlement as the 9th house represents the law and courts, Last but not least, deep creativity can be unleashed via all forms of life, from career to hobbies, art, and music. That's all, Scorpio, for now. We'll see you in October.